Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Krysten Hansyn and this is Goddess Imagine, a transformational yoga and modern metaphysical studio. Welcome back to the channel. I'm so excited to be here with you today because I have another tarot reading for you. A few weeks ago, I had kicked off the Tarot and Oracle segment of the channel, and we began with a very simple fall insight reading just to help us get a better understanding of where we're currently at, where we would like to go, and how we can best utilize the remaining time of 2025 to make our dreams and goals a reality. Today's reading is titled The Witch's Veil, and this reading is designed to help us capture the magical elements of this sacred season to gain powerful insight and inspiration in our continued journey of learning how to uplevel and transform into the woman that we were created to be, to manifest a soulful business and the luxury lifestyle that we always imagined. Something that's really cool about the tarot and the oracle is that we can take this information and parlay it to any area of our life. Whether you're struggling with relationships or finances, maybe you're contemplating changing careers or finally opening up your business, whatever it is for you. You can take this information and transfer it to yourself in all the ways that you need. Now, before we begin, I'd like to take a moment just to ground myself. If you're able to join me, I invite you to. If not, if you're cleaning or driving, that's fine too. You can just listen to the sound of my voice. Otherwise, if you're able, we just bring ourselves to a state of center for a moment and maybe close our eyes down. We ground, center, and focus our mind, body, and spirit. Maybe drawing down our higher power and our spiritual team and creating a circle of protection around us for our reading today. We can also ask ourselves, where can we best utilize the information from this reading? What area of our life can we direct this energy to? And then we simply end by taking a deep breath in and we exhale. We can open up our eyes, come back to the here and now. I have to ground myself. Sometimes the information comes so fast, I have to slow my roll. I have a little intention I'd like to begin with, or a theme for our reading. Something a little bit different I'm trying. And it says, as the veil between the worlds thin, I open myself to wisdom from my higher power, my intuition, my guides, and my own inner goddess. May this reading bring us insight, transformation, and empowerment in all the ways we desire. So mote it be. I've already shuffled the cards. If you know me, I'm a rabid shuffler and it'll make way too much noise from my microphone sitting here. So I'll simply set the deck down and begin. We'll be using the Rider Waite deck for the reading. At the end, I draw what I call like an inner goddess message. I use an oracle deck, and today we'll be using the Witchlings deck. This is by Paulina Cassidy. If you've never seen this deck, they're just the cutest damn cards, and I love using them. So we'll do our final draw with that deck. Let's begin. Card number 1 is what is fading? What no longer serves me as I step into this new season? What energy, habits, or patterns are ready to be released as the season shifts? The card that we have is the Queen of Pentacles. She's such a beautiful card. She's also a card of empowerment. Whenever we see the Queen, to me that represents taking back our personal power. And when we have the Pentacles, I see that as not only finances, but in the ways that we prosper and in the ways that we accumulate abundance, the way that we thrive and strive in our everyday life and in our business. When we look at what is fading, the Queen of Pentacles represents dreams that are never going to manifest. Somewhere, somehow, in some of us, we're holding on to an image of how we think things are supposed to be. And this has been stifling us and suffocating us because no matter what we do, we're just not seeing this reality happen. We're hanging on to dreams, we're hanging on to goals, and a lot of them are outlived. There's something that tells me that there's many of us that are coming to a time in our life that we need to shed things off, right? We have to learn to let these things go. And part of those are hanging on to falsehoods, hanging on to dreams, maybe with a partner or an individual, maybe in your career, something else, that thinking this big windfall is going to happen, that everything is magically going to come into place. And when we see card number 1, what is fading, we can very easily see, let that go. Let that falsetto go and begin to shift our focus into something perhaps a little more meaningful. Card number 2, what is stirring, okay? What fresh energy or opportunity is beginning to emerge within us? What seed or new beginning is awakening beneath the surface? This card is the 7 of Pentacles, all right? This card shows us here, this man, a lot of Pentacles. This is, to me, I see this as this man is taking a pause to step back and admire all the hard work that he's done. He's ready to reap his harvest. He's ready to reap what he's sown, right? When we begin to think about what new seed or new beginning, this I see as we're getting ready to really put the hard work, time, and dedication into our project. Wherever it is that we're looking to make this change, to make this shift, it's beginning to, we have to sit down, make the plan. We have to put our focus. We can't reap a harvest that we haven't sown. We can't sit back and reflect on something that hasn't happened yet. So when we see what is stirring, we can say that I need to begin to put the work in. I need to put the groundwork in. I need to dedicate myself fully to this particular aspect of my life that I'm wanting to manifest. Whether we're learning to uplevel and transform, manifesting a business, living our lifestyle, whatever that is, it's time to shift the focus to doing the hard work and committing to the process of what's going to make that abundance happen. Card number 3 is the Spirit's Whisper. What unseen wisdom wishes to reach me now? This can be a message from our higher power, our spiritual team, or beyond. This card is the 5 of Wands, all right? To me, I always called this card like the idiot wagon. We've got a bunch of people here knocking themselves over the head. It always gives me the impression that, you know, when you see like a band of fools, all right? To me, there's no one taking control of the ship. When we see what is our higher power's message, what is the whisper from within, we can see that stop playing games, stop screwing around, and start taking life seriously. Because this is a lower arcana card, and even the 7 is a lower card, but this is in reflection mode, this is telling us that we need to knock something off. Maybe we've been playing hobby with something. Maybe we're playing business, or we're getting things set up for something, but we're not following through on the action. We need to dig down on that commitment, but also at the same time, stop playing games with it. Sometimes when we are on a journey of self-discovery, we have to rely on ourselves to make that action happen. When you've suffered from a lot of trauma and drama, we can come from a place of people always directing us, telling us what to do, people nitpicking and nagging or abusing us, right? Verbally and physically to get done. This card can also represent that you now have to rise up and find that inner strength. We're not relying on anyone else to guide us. We're not listening to the fools around us. We're setting attention on ourselves, and we are the ones that are driving the car. We're learning to take charge of our life. Card number 4 is called the Spell. What intentional act will help me to transform and grow? This is an action, a ritual, or a practice that's going to power your path forward. The card that we have is the Page of Pentacles, okay? The Page, we begin to get into the court cards. We begin to get into the upper cards. The Page also represents the introductory aspect of that personal empowerment, that maybe we're trying it on for the first time. When we see the page in relation to the spell, what ritual or practice are we going to begin? This can be a signal of simply beginning a ritual or a practice, of actually getting something in order. Because one thing I've learned, wishing, hoping, dreaming, scheming, all of the things, the talking about it, doesn't get things to happen. I have been a transformational life coach for many years before I got into yoga. I've been an educator, I've been a professional tarot reader, and a life coach, all of those things. Before I discovered rituals and practices and things like that, I relied on my own knowing. I relied on my own being. And then I was introduced into what a ritual actually is. And this is something, yoga, meditation, it can be a candle spell, it can be something with crystals, it can be maybe doing your own readings, but it's beginning to do something in a systematic and steady fashion that brings predictable results. If you haven't started a yoga practice yet, this is a powerful ritual to begin with self-development and self-empowerment. It begins to get us on the mat. It gets us into action. It begins to help us ground, center, and focus our mind, body, and spirit. It brings us into a higher state of awareness. And it can be other things, like I said, simple candle magic or candle rituals. Maybe you enjoy using your crystals or whatever it is for you. Whatever brings you joy in that magical sense, this is a sign to start doing something in a steady, joyful, and repetitive manner. It has to be something that we enjoy. Card number 5 is the cauldron. What is brewing and transforming within you? What powerful change is taking form within us? The card for this is the Tower card, okay? Now dig this. We see the lightning on top here. The Tower isn't all about death and destruction, okay? To me, the Tower represents divine intervention or divine inspiration. Spirit is coming in with the quickness and knocking us on our ass. It's telling us you have been talking about doing something for so long, right? You've been putting it off. Maybe this is in relationship to your career, that you've been talking about changing jobs and you've been, looking at things but not taking action. All of a sudden you come to work and you're fired, right? Or you've been putting off changing your relationship. You come home, you're offered divorce papers. What powerful aspect of self is brewing within us? The powerful change is taking action right now. It's not waiting anymore. We don't want to wait for spirit to come in and pull that proverbial rug out from underneath us and land us on our ass. When I see the Tower card, in this case, I see this as inspiration. I see that sometimes when we're dealing with women that have suffered trauma and drama, damage and dysfunction, we also have a deep fear of failure. Maybe you're like me and has had 500,000 businesses and most of them have failed, but you're an entrepreneur at heart. We have to keep on that wheel. Sooner or later we find our magic, and we're not going to know what that is until we take the chance and make it happen. This reading is very much about taking quick and profound action to begin to get into our whole selves, to get clear on what we want to do, and to set up systematic habits and patterns of behavior that are going to bring us the highest results. Card number 6, how can I best utilize this information? How can I best move forward with all of this new knowledge? The Temperance card, right? While when we see temperance to me represents patience, all right? When we're taking quick action, when we're doing all of the things, change, transformation is not a night and day thing. You and I did not get here overnight. It took us 40, 50, 60 years for this damage to accumulate. We are not going to release it in a day either, but we are going to get on a steady pattern and a steady stream of behavior that's going to bring us the best results, and we're going to maintain our patience in the process. Also relying on our higher power. If you are someone that was atheist like me or just has no idea who or what you believe in, this can also be a calling to get that connection to a source greater than yourself. Whoever God, universe, spirit is to you. I use the term spirit, right? I just see this spiritual force, like an energy in and around me. And that's the best way that I can describe it. But that's what I have to literally latch onto, because 58 years has taught me I cannot do this work on my own. Everything I do, every reading I do, every bit of work I do comes from my higher power and my spiritual team. I am merely the vessel. I am merely a guide on this journey. When we see temperance, this can also be about connecting to our higher power, manifesting patience, and resisting the desire to quit. Even if you're wobbly, right? When we think of babies learning to walk, we're wobbling, falling down, right? You're going to fall down here as well. When we're learning to release the illusions, right? A part of us wants to hang on, let it go, brush it off. That old dream isn't going to serve you. When we look at what is steering inside of us, beginning that hard work, making the commitment. So very soon we can be like this individual, stepping back and looking at the abundance that we've created. Our spirit's whisper is to take control of your situation. Don't rely on other people to guide you. Nobody knows your goals more than you. In the last reading, I spoke about resisting telling people your dreams, resisting telling people what you're going to do, because the people closest to us are sometimes the one that shit on us the biggest. I don't know what it is with women. Like they say, single women keep women single. Unsuccessful women keep women unsuccessful. And this isn't even necessarily about finding new friends yet. This is all about getting into yourself and you taking control for the things that you're going to do. When we look at the spell or the practice, the page of coins tells us this is the time to implement the action. What are you going to do to begin to manifest this lifestyle, this business, and this woman that you desire to become? The brewing, what is brewing inside of us, is taking action. We don't have any time to FAFO, all right? We need to get it done. We need to take immediate action. Listen, we have researched whatever it is to death. If you're anything like me, we've done the looking, we've done the searching, we've done the AI. This is time to take action, all right? This is a very direct and clear reading into us making our dreams and goals a reality. To conclude this reading, I have a card from the Witchlings deck, and I would like to just share this message. This is what I like to call an intimate message from our inner goddess. This woman that we are looking to become, that woman that we were originally created to be, that's the person. The card that we have is Strength. The message is, inner strength is the power within that pushes action into all areas of life. And it's not just physical strength. It's strength within our mind, body, and spirit. It's having the tenacity, right, and the velocity to keep moving forward no matter what. If I would have quit as a nail tech, as a hairdresser, as a massage therapist, when I worked in the worst salons in the world, if I quit when I lost my tarot business, if I quit when I got drop foot during the yoga, when I quit building this channel, I would never be where I'm at right now. I would still be an alcoholic, drinking and destroying my life. True strength is something that's spiritual. It's profound. It's something that comes up within us and drives us forward no matter what. Just like when we're protecting our children or the people closest to us, we have to learn to take that energy and direct it towards us, right? Learning to put ourselves first, learning to take control of our life, and living that life that we always imagined, becoming the highest version of ourselves, right? This is your opportunity to shine. Thank you very much for joining me, and I truly hope that you found this reading beneficial. And before we end today, I just wanted to remind you that when you sign up to receive my newsletter on my website, you receive a complimentary workbook. It's a 70-plus page PDF workbook. It's called the Goddess Imagined Sacred Space Project, and it helps you to create a beautiful sacred space inside of your home where you can begin to do your yoga practice and do the true work of your soul. Thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate your time and energy. If you could please like this video, and if you haven't, subscribe to the channel. I'm just getting started and I'm adding new things all the time. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day. Brightest blessings, and I will see you all next time. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much.